Okay. StreamYard kept telling me it had not connected live, and apparently it had. So we're here to get my battery so I don't go dead in the walk. Good morning, everyone. I'll go through the chat as soon as I'm outdoors. StreamYard kept reporting to me that it didn't have sufficient connection in order to start the live, and apparently it did 4 minutes ago. Okay. I hope that flip worked on YouTube. I know it. If I was live on YouTube, it wouldn't, but we'll see how things go. Today's walk will be along the railroad tracks. There are 8 crossings of streets crossing with the railroad in this town, and only the ones with the highway have cross guards, which means most of them are uncontrolled. And because of that, the train will sound its whistle frequently. So even though I am walking the tracks, it should be fairly safe, as the train is going to let me know when it's coming long before I see it. There is a location. You can see how much it's been raining around here. The ground is saturated and soggy. Odd way of saying muddy, but it's not quite muddy. It's more soft on the walk. Let's see who StreamYard tells me is the first person, which is Past Preservation, saying good morning. Alpha Centauri Lockpicking is here. Dana Reed. Coin World UK has Rhonda Redeemed Prodigal. She has a great dumpster diving channel. LPM. Legless Lockpicker. We keep dropping out. I hope it's not too bad in here. G Keyman 565. Brian Field. Detector Gadget. Hello, hello, hello. How are you from the land of the rising sun? Doc Arts Lockpicking. Leeds Magneteers. Marty's Nuts About Digging. And and Sobir has joined us from India. Welcome. We have some maintenance and snow removal equipment here. The rail tracks. It is a little windier than I was expecting. Improve the cold morning. It's in the low 40s, but it feels more like the 30s out here because of the wind. I hope the wind isn't interfering too badly with your audio. There is railroad spike just laying. I don't know what laws are like in your country. It is technically a federal crime for me to pick up their railroad spike because of the way laws evolved when the railroad industry was first getting started. They gave those laws a lot of powers. Electrical system in the U.S. The way in which our rail systems were built in the U.S. are quite a bit ineffectual, as well as various people were contracted to lay rail, and you were paid by the mile, so things weren't always laid out the best way. And because you had competing firms doing it, you have at first different standards. It is illegal to walk down the tracks. This is trespassing. I'll acknowledge that. Yeah, even when they are arrested and removed from the tracks, they are still railroad property. So you are not supposed to salvage the iron of railroad spikes. I don't know how much of that, if any of it, is actually enforced, but "54 degrees north" has joined us. Ooh, more railroad spikes. Certainly been a lot of bounced out spikes. Lockpicking engineer says it's not trespassing. Oh, and then the comment left my screen, so I can't see it anymore. Butcher's Block has joined us. Back in the 30s and 40s, people would go pull spikes from the tracks to sell. for money and then not come in and move out of my range. Much easier to read when I am in the studio and can watch it on YouTube. This is the railroad tracks in Emmetsburg. We have tracks that cut from east to west and north to south. And this is the north to south tracks. I'm not sure how that makes, what that makes anything the wrong side of the track, so to speak. As the quality of homes on either side are the same. Got Explorer Malaysia is here. There is on Google Maps supposed to be the remains of a train depot somewhere in that thicket, and I'm just walking the tracks hoping maybe we can see it if that is correct, because it will be the first time Google Maps is wrong. Otherwise, we get a leisurely stroll down the railroad tracks. And if we're all unfortunate, I'll trip on one of these larger rocks and face plant into the rail, and that won't be fun for me. It might up my view, so. I do not see the sign of any structure in here. The street view that Google shows kind of blurs out right in this area, like something was hidden from us, but there's nothing there. There's down trees, living trees, thicket. It would not be an easy task to cross over between here and the field that is beyond. Looks like a cornfield from here. And burning curiosity is here. Oh, I'll hear the trains long before I see them, so if I follow this up ahead, it bends around and then we'll go across the rail bridge up there that crosses the lake at the lake's narrowest point. Yeah, maybe there's an old foundation somewhere in there, but I don't know why that would make it cool. You can see some more signs of all the rain we've been getting. This is actually the first day where we haven't had downpour. It hasn't been downpouring. And you have some kind of drainage situation here. You can see the field up above. Lockpicking Energy is here. Remember, I am simulcasting on both Starrylock and Starry's Lost and Found, so if I am saying hello to somebody you don't see, it's probably because it's over on the other channel. Looks like there were tree branches that were laying across the tracks and have gotten thoroughly chopped up by a train. Ooh, we almost went for a spill. Well, there was nothing out here. Diggin with Deej has joined us. And relics and stacked stones. We're up to 22 people between the two channels. So if I have missed you, I am sorry. It is hard to walk railroad tracks and keep track of the channel all the time. And Diggin has joined us. Ro informs me that she will be traveling the week of the 11th and stopping through Emmetsburg, so we're hoping to get together and have a collaborative hunt, which will be something new for me. As yet, I've only air tested my Garrett Ace 400. Hopefully before the 11th, I'll have some chance to get used to operating it. Well, I hope the railroad track walk has been interesting, at least to make up for not finding a building that Google promised me. Yeah, I've looked them up, Deej. If I get a chance, I will watch them. This last week has just been one emergency at work after another emergency at work. I have basically dragged myself out of bed, gone to work, scrambled around like a chicken without a head, and then went home and fell asleep. So I haven't gotten much done as far as watching anybody's videos, much less doing anything myself other than sleep, eat, work, rinse and repeat. The rinse and repeat being a daily shower. Well, we're at 20 minutes. I think I am going to turn around and return to home base via the road. This looks damp, but walkable. We will bid the railroad tracks goodbye. I did not give in to temptation of grabbing the loose spikes, as that's their property and not mine. But if I find them in the water underneath that railroad bridge when I use my Orion to go magnet fishing under it, those will be mine. I am not even sure at this point what street I am on. This is a purely residential area. This might be Grand still. In which case the walk home will be easy. And Diggin is saying good morning, Oregon, so I assume that means that Oregon family is here. Oh, yep, Oregon family magnet fishing is here. If anyone is not a moderator, call it to my attention, and in a couple days when the video has its chat available, I will go through and mark anyone as a moderator. Make sure you're getting to know each other if you do not already. You can choose go to my channel just by either clicking on their name if you're on the phone or a tablet, or on the PC going over to the three dots on the right, and it's the top option. And as Burning Curiosity was saying, she has old World War II tracks that run to an old ammo depot. And the bud files are in the house. Looks like they were doing some work here before it started raining and turned everything into a mud fest. Here is our street sign, so we'll know where we're at. Or I'll know where I'm at and go read the names of the streets. Okay, this is Grand Avenue. This will end up running straight to my location. This little side street is called Kilbourne, which I thought all the intersecting streets with the north-south streets were labeled by numbers, so that one's new on me. And Rune International is here. And Unlocked is saying hello to everyone. And this may look like a dirt alley. It's labeled as 4th Street, so it gets you over to the next block, and then it says no outlet. So that one doesn't run very far over here. I'll tell you what, walking on street is much easier than walking rails. Yeah, there won't be on Grand Avenue. If I had gone down the other way on that branch of 4th Street, I would have gotten to a sign that says no through way. I don't know if it would eventually become dead end or not. And this should be 5th Street. And that is the section of rail over there that where it started curving, and right next to where Google claimed the railroad depot, which doesn't seem to exist except maybe in foundation form. walking the rails are a bit more tiring than walking streets. But we are almost back to the home base in which we started. Oh, and it is now getting late in the day that the churches are ringing their bells. When I was growing up, there was a couple summers I went down to live with my grandmother in Arkansas, and we'd end up going to the 8 o'clock service, and then we'd go to the 10 o'clock service. I don't think there's any church I'm aware of in this town that has more than one service on Sunday morning. Oh, right here is one of 2 funeral homes in Emmetsburg. There are a couple former funeral home buildings, but nothing as grand as some cities have. But, you know, we're a small town, so I'm amazed we have 2 funeral homes. Business must be good. Everyone's dying to get in, as the old joke goes. And Don's Lock showed up. Well, despite the wind, the temperatures weren't too bad for me. I hope the wind has not completely blocked out my voice. We'll climb into my car to do the wrap up. Oh, because my lower back is kind of killing me after that railroad walk. Oh. Oh. So I hope everyone is having a pleasant Sunday, or remains your Sunday, depending on what part of the world you're in, and a good weekend. I can only imagine that the grain elevator has the railroads running halfway through their property, because they used to dump grain or either pick up grain, but I don't see any sign of methods of doing that, so I don't know. Yeah, I gotta walk more than just one day a week. Otherwise, it tires me out walking railroad tracks and trying not to face plant from tripping on stones. Got my gloves off. Well, next weekend I'm going to try to get up early. Mainly dirt fishing this year. Next Sunday I plan on trying to get up early and driving about 45 minutes to the north for our morning walk, which will take us to a failed dining car railway carriages there that were part of a dining car business that failed. It was designed to serve you dinner as you rode for 30 miles in one direction and 30 miles back the other. And there are two businesses like that I know of in Iowa. One was successful, the other failed. And if I'm ambitious enough to actually get up early enough, I'll make the drive up there and we will take a look at those rail cars. If I am not, then I'll do it later in the day and make a video of it. Sometime after the 11th, well, on the 11th, Diggin and I will be getting together. She is stopping over in her journeys and we're going to go metal detecting together. And that will spawn a video later on the 11th for me. I don't know. But it should be fun whether I film it or not, because it'll be the first time I've ever gotten together with anybody to go treasure hunting. So part of my mail call on Wednesday will include a package from Locknoob, which arrived all the way from the UK, along with an envelope from Grandma Kelly's Clean Life, Clean Living, which I'm amazed contained anything because the top flap was open and it had ripped out on the side. So the mail system was not kind to that one. But that will be Wednesday. I don't know beyond that what I'll be making for videos. I may get a chance to, if it is raining, I will likely put some coins and things on the sidewalk under an awning that will protect me from the rain. Otherwise, I may have to. Otherwise, if it's not raining, I may actually do it on the lawn or something. $211. That's pretty good. I've been on Starrylock. I'm at 1,300, and I haven't made a lockpicking video in I think almost a year. And the Starry's Lost and Found, I'm at 440 to 450. I've made it to 450, slightly beyond, and all the way back down again. It's been, one of those standard roller coaster rides. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I hope it doesn't rain either. There is one of my morning walks. I went to Harrison Park, which back in the 1920s had a baseball diamond. So that might be an interesting place to find stuff. I don't know. That park has changed a lot over the decades. And who knows how much dirt's been hauled away. So it may or may not. And there's several other parks we could check out instead too. Well, if evil arch conservatives was here, then Polar Bear would start putting up pancake symbols, because as the old saying on the Starrylock channel went, the pancakes are calling. It's time for me to go make pancakes for my housemates and then see what I can do with the day.
See you later.